Right, you lot, let's talk England. It's the Euros. It's Euros week. I've been holding off making this video because I wanted to do it on actual Euro week instead of doing it like the week before. But Euros does start this week. It's Monday as I upload this video. They kick off on Friday, and we are using BN's Euro Predictor because I ain't even starting a free trial with the Telegraph, man. Allow them. We're not doing that. Let's get straight into it. Who do I think is going to win the Euros, and what do I think is going to happen? Let's go. Group A winners are Germany, of course, on home soil. I don't think they're the strongest team in the world, but I think they have enough to get through this group top. Now, I was going to go straight in with Hungary second, but recently lost to Ireland, a team that I follow because I do have a bit of Irish blood in me here, coursing through the veins. But I'm still going to go with them second, but I don't think this group's actually going to be as close as once anticipated. I'm going to go Scotland third. I think Scotland, there's just something about Scotland this year with captain John McGinn. We all know about him being Villa fans. I feel like they could do something. They could just do something and sneak through third in this group. Now, Group B, the group of death, question mark. We have Croatia led by a 50-year-old Gail Platt, recently renewed her contract with Coronation Street and Real Madrid simultaneously. Go and get the bag, Gail. I love it from you. But I don't think they have enough. Now, Spain, again, not the Spain of the past, but they do have the likes of Rodri, and I really like him. The way he controls games is second to none. He's an absolute beast when it comes to that midfield role. And then Italy recently went through their squad with someone I work with, and we barely recognise half the players in there, to be honest with you. They have obviously had their golden generation, like the likes of Chiellini, Bonucci, Pirlo, etc., have all moved on now and not playing international football. So for that reason, I'm going to go Spain, I'm going to go Italy, and then I'm going to go Croatia third. We move on to Group C, England's group, and despite the fact we've just lost 1-0 to Iceland, I'm going to have to back England to win this group. It's the absolute minimum I should expect from an England squad, and probably one of our best squads in decades. We have the world's best player, I think this season should have won the Ballon d'Or. I know it's probably going to go to Vinicius Jr., but Jude Bellingham has been an absolute revelation, won the League and Champions League in his first season in Spain, got 19 goals or something in the league, something ridiculous like that. That should be enough to carry us. The likes of Phil Foden, Premier League player of the season. But then we do have a League One level manager in Gareth Southgate in charge, and I just don't, I hate him. That's just me. I don't want him to manage England anymore. The rest of our group, however, is relatively weak. Slovenia, Serbia and Denmark. Now, Denmark usually have enough to get through, so I'm going to go for them second and then Serbia third. We move on to Group D, and probably the easiest group to predict for me is France, it's Netherlands, and it's Austria, with Poland going out. Poland without Matty Cash, they're probably going to do better, to be honest. That's just my personal opinions on the bloke. But look, Lewandowski can't carry that nation through this group for me. France have got to be the favourites for this tournament. The likes of Mbappe, Kolo Muani up front. They have Dembele. Their midfield is insane. Chouameni, defensively, William Saliba. Oh, God, their team is outstanding. I think they're going to breeze this group. I think France will, honestly, I don't think they're going to lose a game in this group. Netherlands are a little bit weak offensively, but overall have a very, very good squad, and they're going to be well coached by Ronald Koeman as well. So they're my second place, and then Austria third. Group E, probably the worst group, or maybe Group F to be fair, in terms of quality. I'm going to go Belgium winning this group, with Slovakia second and Ukraine third. But this group's really a toss-up for me. Belgium never really perform internationally at big tournaments. Obviously recently got a win over England, but I mean, who hasn't got a win over England recently? I just think they're going to have too much for this group. Slovakia and Ukraine is a hard one, but I think Slovakia for me just pip it. Group F, controversially, I'm going to go Czech Republic winning this group. I think Portugal are slightly on the down now after winning the Euros recently. Or was it a few seasons ago that they won it? I can't remember whenever they won it. But look, I think they're going to come second. I think they're going to qualify. But Ronaldo isn't the same Ronaldo that he was 2 to 4 years ago. And then I'm going to go Turkey third for that group. Now we move on to the round of 16. the best of the third place teams. So let's just go 1, 2, 3. I think Croatia are in with a really, really good shout in their group. I also think that Serbia are in with a good shout in England's group. They could easily nick a point against us. But I'm going to go Croatia, Serbia. I'm going to go Scotland. I genuinely think they might do something this year. I don't know why. And then out of these ones, it's hard. Austria, decent. Turkey could nick points in their group. So could Ukraine in their group. I'm going to go for Ukraine to be that last third place qualifier. So that brings us on to our round of 16, the big one, the first knockout game of the tournament. And as you can see, it's Germany versus Denmark at home. Germany, I think, are just going to have a little bit too much for Denmark, and they're our first team through to the quarterfinals. Italy, I think, have a little bit too much for Hungary. Like I say, recently lost to Ireland. They do have good players, the likes of Szoboszlai from Liverpool, but Italy, they're going to be well drilled. Tactically, they're going to be brilliant, and I think they have enough for that. Spain, unfortunately for me, pip Scotland to that game. I think Scotland will give a good fight, and like I say, Spain are not the Spain of old, but they have enough for that game. England should have enough to get through against Ukraine for me. We shouldn't be losing that game, although we shouldn't have lost to Iceland, and we did. Czechoslovakia versus Serbia is Czech Republic versus Serbia is a really, really interesting game, and that could genuinely go either way, but I am going to go Serbia getting through that challenge. Netherlands, I think, should coast past Slovakia pretty easily. Belgium versus Croatia is a really, really good game, by the way, but I think Belgium have a little bit too much. Like I say, Modric isn't going to be carrying them through that game. And then that leaves France versus Portugal. Don't think Portugal are going to have enough to get past France. And that leaves us with our quarter-finals. And some juicy, juicy quarter-finals in there, let me tell you. Spain versus Germany. I'm going to have to go with home advantage again. Like I say, Spain, not the Spain of old. Germany, not the Germany of old. But at home, with their home crowd roaring them on, should be enough to get through that game. Serbia versus Netherlands, I'm going to go with the Netherlands in that game. I don't think Serbia will have enough to get past the likes of Xavi Simons, Van Dijk, Jeremy Frimpong, Frankie de Jong in midfield. Netherlands should get through to the semi-finals. Now, Belgium versus France is tasty, 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 but France, for me, just have too much. And then it's a repeat of the final of the last Euro tournament. Now, obviously, Italy are not the same team as they once were, but where did England lose the majority of their games? The midfield battle. We look lost in midfield 90% of the time, and Italy have a certain Jorginho that can just run the tempo of a game, very similar to how we got outplayed by like a 40-year-old Pirlo back in the World Cup a few years ago. And I genuinely think that's the end of England's run. I just don't know if we have it against a big nation. At the moment, we look lost. Southgate's coaching seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. We're struggling to get results against worse and lesser teams than Italy. I think that's the first major upset of this tournament. We get into the semi-finals, and it's Germany versus Netherlands and France versus Italy. Now, this is a very good game. Now, the Netherlands squad doesn't look fantastic, but you look through it, they're going to be well coached by Ronald Koeman. They have Xavi Simons, who I think is one of the most exciting young players in the world. Cody Gakpo of Liverpool up front as well. Defensively, they're going to be very, very sound. Like I say, Van Dijk going to be leading that defence, and he is a real leader. That he knows it could be his last chance to win a major competition with the Netherlands, because he's getting on a bit now. But Germany at home, it's a really tough one. I'm going to go Germany purely for the fact that they're at home, that home crowd, that home advantage. They're going to be well coached, and I think they're going to have just too much for Netherlands. France versus Italy is probably easier than France versus England for me to predict, and that is France. And then the overall winners, France, I have to say, they are my pick for the Euros. I think they have too much quality in every position on the pitch. Mbappe is going to be spirited on by the fact he's just signed for Real Madrid, and I just don't think any team is going to come close to stopping them. And if we submit that, I don't know what this geezer's doing. Is that the mascot this year? Is it just a little bear? There is my official prediction on the screen for you. England, for me, only make the quarterfinals. Scotland make the round of 16 for me. It's a Germany versus France final, with France taking home the glory. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be doing an England, I don't know who we're playing first. It might be Slovakia, I can't remember, but I'll be doing a match preview of that game on the channel later on this week, in and amongst all my Aston Villa content. So if you are here for England content, I am going to be transitioning into more Premier League content next season, as well as Champions League content. So leave a subscribe and check in for all the latest and greatest footballing videos. Leave your comments down below. I love replying to you guys in the comments and starting a fantastic footballing community. I will see you guys all very, very soon. Up the England. I was going to say up the Villa, but up the England. 3 lines on the shirt. If only Ireland qualified, I'd probably support them. I'm not even going to lie to you. But anyway, it is my Euro prediction. It's France. I don't think anyone's going to take them down this year. They're brilliant. Let's see what happens. I hope England do win, but Southgate's a fraud in my opinion, so we probably won't.